Alright everyone, what we have here is the TIE Fighter. You can see the base lights up. Okay. You can see the laser cannons are lighting up. You can see the back engines are lighting up. I'm going to do another part of this in the dark so you can see it. But we're here to give the final thoughts on the Fine Molds 1/48 scale TIE Fighter. And one of the reasons I'm here is there's bright light and you can see this thing is a bluish gray. It is not gray. It is bluish gray. It's more like Empire Strikes Back than A New Hope. Okay, it's more colored along those lines. Alright, so let me shut her off. I'm going to pull her off the stand, the base, so we can talk about the model itself. I'm going to start here. How would I rate this model? Fine Molds did a very nice job on this kit. A little hard to light because of its size, but the model itself, I'd rate this 9 out of 10, and that's pretty... I'm not someone who gives a 10 out of 10 unless it's perfect. This is a near perfect model. It goes together very well, very nice. They did a lot of thought into how they made it. I can't touch it too much in the center. They did a lot of thought on how to make the model. The area they were weak on is the alignment pins for these wings on the side. I had to brace that with some blocks to keep it vertical while the glue was drying. But other than that, I think they did a good job. We're going to do some zoom ins so you guys can see her up close. I did the blue iridescence on the panels. I think that's the way it should be. The top is not glued on, so I have to hold it. Here's the underside, the back, and again the top is not glued on, so I have to hold it a little bit. See? And then you can see inside the cockpit. Again, I'm going to do some lighting. And there's the underside of the cockpit, the hatch. I'm going to do a video at night so you guys can see her fully lit. Now, the photo etch set from Paragraphics, how would I rate that? Probably a 7 out of 10 because there was an error in the directions and some of the parts were real difficult to work with. Okay? They were tiny little parts, lots of them. 7 out of 10 is not fair. I'd give it an 8 out of 10. There in the direction shouldn't do that much. Now, my mistakes. I'm going to talk about my mistakes on the model. Let me pull the cockpit off. You can see some of it right in there. I didn't get the resin replacement panels in far enough. So when you take the top lid off, you can see them. With the top lid on, if I glue this on, you would never see that they're out of alignment. You would just see they're in there. Okay? Another mistake I made is there is a light leak along this fin right along here. It's very minor and it has to be pitch black in a room to even see it. You won't see it in the daytime. And that's how I missed it. I did a light test before I put the first coat on it and had no light leak. And well, after the first coat was on, there was a light leak. Okay? Another mistake I made, and I keep wanting to hold it by the ball and I can't. That photo etch is way too... See the little like rear view mirror attachment at the top? I actually melted that. I actually melted that. Yeah. While I was bending the fiber optics with the laser cannons. I melted that. Not good. Not good in the least bit. But, you know, it is what it is. You can't tell it was melted. It's all in good shape in there. It's on there really well. I'm putting the glass on. Another detractor for Fine Molds, their decals are too thick. They need to thin out their decals a little bit because no matter what I did, you could still tell they were decals and not paint at certain angles. It was just impossible to hide that they were decals. Just was not happening. When you look at them in daylight, you can't see that, but with the camera flash on, you'll definitely tell they're decals. Okay? You can definitely tell they're decals with the camera flash on. All in all, I really like this model. I think it's one of the best ones I've done. The pre-shading, the post-shading, everything is just almost perfect on this thing. I mean, I did a really good job with this thing. Really, really good. I like how the heat dispersion panels, I called them solar panels. I like how the heat dispersion panels came out. I got corrected by Max on Facebook. He said, those are not solar panels. They're heat dispersion panels because the engine runs too hot in a TIE fighter. And that's why they have them. I was like, really? I didn't know that. And he said, yep. But anyhow, again, I would rate this pretty high. It's a good model. Enough of my talking. Let's talk about the base. We didn't talk about that at all. Base, this is a baseball holder from Hobby Lobby. And you can see it opens there. There are 4 LEDs backlighting the front panel. Okay, with the Empire symbol on there. I frosted the inside of the baseball box with, I think it was Krylon frosted glass paint. It does a really good job, and it actually makes the Empire symbol look like it is got some depth to it because of the thickness of the plastic. So I think it looks good. It looks really good because the Empire symbol is floating on top of the plastic. It was painted with Tamiya black, what I had left from the Cylon Raider, which is sitting over here. And then I put a clear coat over the top of it. Now, one thing, here's the other flaw in the model. This jack is 100% level. It's not a model flaw. That jack is 100% level at the top. I don't like touching this TIE fighter. I'm going to do it with 2 hands. The photo etch is way delicate, folks. Now, no matter what I do, the TIE fighter sits at an angle. I can move the jack around, I can do everything. It still sits at an angle, and I don't know why. That's the other flaw here. It's not a flaw in the TIE fighter, it's a flaw with the base. See, the jack has a part that hooks into it in the base, in the plug, and that plug I think is twisting the model a little bit. Or, and this isn't the case, I know I got the plug perfectly level inside the model, so it's got to be just the way it clicks on there, because this clicks on. Other than the hood, that model is not coming off there because it clicks in there. All right, everyone, I am going to shut this down and go work on something else. Just wanted to do a final video of this. I got to go because the battery on the camera is about 80% dead, and it's going to cut off on me in a minute. And we don't want that happening. So, there's the final video on the TIE Fighter. I would rate the model kit very high. Tamiya makes nice kits. And I know some of you are afraid of Bandai, because Bandai now has the Star Wars license. And I'm going to tell you, look, you want to know what a Bandai kit's like? Go get a Gundam kit and build it. Don't judge until you've built one of their kits. Those Gundam kits are way over-designed. The people who design them really have a joy for what they're doing. It's very apparent. Because they fit together, the seams vanish, everything. They know what they're doing with kits. Now, I haven't built one of their non-Gundam kits, but I have a few, and just looking at them, they're still just as well done. They're one of the better model makers out there. Now, their older stuff? Nah, their older stuff is akin to the old MPC ATST with the huge seams on the side of it. Yeah, or the Death Star. Their older stuff's like that. Their newer stuff's not. So don't judge them by their older stuff, even though they still sell it. They still sell it because people buy it. What can you say? You're going to buy a crappy thing? I'm going to sell you a crappy thing. So don't judge them on that. Just wait till they come out and see how other people think about them. And then we make our decisions. Well, I'm going to go. I will talk to you guys later.